So in this video, I'm going to give you a process that you can follow to develop the let's say social skills that you're going to need to develop in order to be able to talk to anybody. Because I can sit here and I can tell you talking to anybody is just easy. You just walk up to them and you just start saying stuff to them. However, coming from somebody that's very extroverted, I'm telling you that I even have days like that where I don't talk to anybody, and I can literally talk to a brick wall if I wanted to. I don't like to, but if I needed to talk to a wall, I could. So we're gonna walk you through each step that I would take, and what this is gonna do is allow you guys to gradually build the ability to just meet random people over time. And the more you do this, your guys are gonna see that it gets easier and easier. So I don't want you to think that this is going to be like an impossible process or that this is going to take a long time. In fact, if you follow what I'm going to talk about in this video, I can guarantee you, coming from a guy that does this every day, that within a week you're going to notice a significant improvement. So hey, before we go into the video, if you like what you see, guys, please give the video a like. This is a brand new channel and it would really help promote it in the algorithm. That way more people can see it, and I would appreciate that. All right, so the first step that we're going to be doing is we're going to have to warm up your social skills now, or your social muscles. So I have noticed consistently over time when I start paying attention to this that if I wake up in the morning and I go to the gym or the grocery store or the mall, I go anywhere in public, it doesn't matter. I leave the house. I leave my house. If I haven't talked to anybody that day, it's actually significantly harder for me to form sentences or to go up and just approach some random strangers. So there's actually when you'll start noticing when you talk to your friends, you might that conversation when you talk to your friend might start off kind of rough, but you'll notice the more you start talking to that friend, or if you stop talking to this friend and go talk to another friend, you're going to notice that talking just gets easier and easier. And that's because that I call it the social muscle. You're when you speak, your brain's got to form different words and sentences in order to get words out. So when you start talking, your brain's basically warming up its ability to say things. So couple ways that I've done this, if I go to the gym, usually first thing in the morning, that's the first place I go. If I start playing music, I'll play it really loud and I'll start singing to that music. If it's rap, I'll start rapping to it. Another thing that I have done is I will just start talking out loud, and that's basically all you want to do is you just want to just start talking. And I mean, you can get a book. I've got a bunch of videos right now, so I could say how to talk to anybody, how to never run out of things to say, how to be more approachable. You just start talking, and if you're singing, you're gonna make that process more enjoyable, because if you put on a song that you really like and it makes you feel good, which is another process, another thing you want to do. Well, if you're already feeling good and then you're singing the words to your song, you're gonna find yourself naturally in a much better mood. And even if you if you could be in a terrible mood and you could warm up your social muscles, is what we're gonna call it, and talking to people is still gonna be kind of difficult, but you're gonna notice when you're in a good mood, you really could care less who you go up and talk to, what you say. For me, if I know I'm in a really good mood and I'm having one of those days where I talk to literally everybody or anybody, I don't give a fuck what comes out of my mouth. I'll go up and say something to anybody and just have an absolute field day. So the first step right there is you're going to want to warm up your ability to talk. This, and like I said, singing a song and rapping the lyrics or singing the lyrics is just the easiest way to do it. Because it's if you play a song that you really like and you really enjoy that, if you already know the words, you don't have to think about the words. You just start saying stuff. Now, the second thing is going to be more of a habit. So this is where the difficulty might kick in, especially if you are not used to doing this. But I promise you, this is actually so easy. So you'll notice that when you're out in public, people, for the most part, human beings tend to just keep by themselves. But if you go out in public and you tell yourself before you go, I'm going to say hi to everybody that I see, what you'll notice that you're giving your brain a task. And so if you give your brain a task, you're more likely to follow through with whatever it is that you're going to do. So if I go to the mall and I have my dog with me and I say something okay, I'm going to say hi to everybody that I come across, because if I go to the mall, I like talking to people, and all you're doing is you have to get somebody's attention, and the easiest way to do that is just throw your hand up. So if you're walking, I bring my dog with me. So if you have a dog, bring your dog with you. That way you can feel like you're with somebody else. Like, I know my dog can't talk, say like words, but when he's with me, I talking to people, I'm noticing is like a lot easier just because I feel like I have company with me. But I don't want you to get in like I don't want you to bring like an animal and that's your crutch. Like, you won't go out of your way to say hi to strangers if you don't have that animal. So that there is some pros and cons to doing that. But then you're gonna go to the mall, for example. To go back to this, we're gonna have to start practicing how to say things to random strangers. We're not getting into a conversation yet. That's the next part. This part is simply just teaching yourself that people are not scary. If you talk to somebody, if you say hi to somebody, they're likely to say hi back. So what I'll do, if it's a group of girls or a guy, or like a girl, like just random people, be like, "Hey guys, how are you? Hey, what's going on? Hey guys, nice to see you. Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hey guys, how are you? Ladies, hey, good to see you. Girls, wow, you guys both look great." Okay, all you're doing here is you're just getting in the habit of saying like, "Hey, how are you? Hi, how's your day? Hey, you guys look great." You're just getting in the habit of like giving a compliment or saying, "Hey, how are you?" to random strangers. You don't have to stop and talk to these people. All you're doing is saying something and then moving about your day. Because what you're doing here by doing this, guys, is you're teaching yourself, okay, well, Mitchell's right. If I sit here and I just say, "Hey, how are you?" to a random stranger, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say something along the lines of, "I'm doing well, how are you?" And then you'll get that occasional, like 1 out of 10 person that will kind of just ignore you. That's a little annoying, but you never know. It's possible that they just didn't hear you. Or if you're a guy and you go up and you compliment a girl, for example, there are those girls that will just ignore you completely. And those are girls you don't want to speak to anyways. And so that's going to be the first step, or the second step. So we've got warm up your social muscle. That way you're like feeling good and you're warmed up in the morning, then you can have a conversation. The next step from there is going to be going somewhere, telling yourself, you have to listen. I'm telling you guys, if you go somewhere in public, if you tell yourself, "I'm going to say hi to random strangers," you're going to find yourself more likely to actually follow through with that. Because if you don't tell yourself that, you're not giving yourself a goal to do. You're not like, it's going to be harder to focus on that. Because if you go somewhere, you want to focus on talking to like the random strangers. Now, the next step from there is just having a conversation. So let's say let me give you an example. I'll try to role play with you real fast, and then because this is going to be the last step. Because in order to talk to anybody, you're going to have to be able to get into a conversation with them, and it's not as hard as you might think it is. Because a lot of people won't talk to people because they think that the person like isn't going to like them, or like what they say actually matters. And I can tell you right now, it doesn't matter what you say to somebody. It doesn't. You're going to find that some people are really easy to talk to because like the conversations just flow. And then other people, and this is what happens for the majority of the time, other people, the conversations just go nowhere, or they're really difficult to talk to. And if they're really difficult to talk to, well, that's not really somebody that I want to be in a conversation with anyways. Because like the worst thing about, especially if we're learning how to talk to anybody, the worst thing you want to do is be in a conversation with somebody where talking to them is almost like impossible. Because you will meet people that put in like absolutely no effort to talk to you. Like, I got a guy at the gym right now that comes up and says hi to me every once in a while, but I remember just like talking to him, like I can sit here and say what, like, I'm just, see how social I am talking to this camera. I can sit here and say like the most, I can like carry that conversation as much as I can, but when he only gives me like a word or two response every single time I say something, there's only so much you can work with. You need to be able to talk to people that are willing to talk to you back. So having a conversation, that if I role play with somebody, say, let's just say that you're talking to like a girl, for example. "Hey, girls, hey, excuse me, hey, we're just walking by, but hey, you look phenomenal in this outfit." "Oh my God, thank you." First step you want to do is just say, "Hey, real fast, man, what's your name?" I've always found that that's the easiest thing. So if you say like, "Hey, man," like let's say it's a guy walking by. "Hey, man, what's going on, bro? How are you?" "I'm doing well, man. How are you?" Hey, real quick, man. "Hey, what's your name?" He's going to tell you, "I'm Tyler," or she's going to say, "Oh, I'm Lisa." If you're at the mall, the easiest thing to start a conversation is, "Hey, what brings you to the mall today?" Or I've heard this one works really well too. If you just say, "What's up? Hey, what's up, man? What are you doing here? What are you doing at the mall?" Or hey, what's up? Hey girl, what are you doing to the what are you working out today? If you're at the gym or if you're at the grocery store, hey, what's up, man? What are you at the grocery store for? What were you buying food for like a dinner later or what's going on? So take the environment, if it's the mall, if it's the gym, if it's like the grocery store, and that's what you can use to open the conversation. Hey, what are you doing here today? So if you're at the farmers market, like on Sunday, for example, you can always just be like, I've asked people, hey, what brought you to the farmers market today? Hey, are you just walking around or do you come here or do you come to the farmers market often? I do come to the farmers market every Sunday. I love it here. I love it here. It's such a nice place to be. From here, we want to continue the conversation. So this person in this example just said that they love coming to the farmers market. That gave you a little bit of information that you can use to ask the next question. So this is where to talk to anybody, you're going to have to practice active listening. Women have a much better time doing this because women are naturally social. So like on my main YouTube channel, I teach men on how to understand women. So that's why I know this. Women, you guys are like women when they talk to other girls and whatnot, they ask all the details, they get all they need to know everything. So women naturally are really good at asking questions, but there are some girls that are not. So from here, then, if this person that I'm talking to just said, I love coming to the farmers market, it's such a nice place, then the next logical question would be, hey, what do you love about coming here? What do you love about the farmers market? And then they're going to answer, oh, I don't know. There's just a lot of people here and there's like a lot of like cool different stalls and, there's a couple restaurants. I've been to every single one of these restaurants. So I don't actually personally buy stuff when I come here, but is that something you do? Like, do you have a favorite vendor here? Or do you just kind of walk around? What do you do? And then from there, they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, I actually have one vendor. She's down here, and it's a girl that sells like XYZ, and I go there all the time. We're basically like on like first name basis. I shop there so often. Now, this person's explaining that she goes to a shop like every single time that she's here, and she knows this girl, the shop owner or the vendor, on like a first name basis. So from here, you can say, hey, what about that shop like got your attention to begin with? Or what is it that you buy at that shop and why do you keep going back to it? Or what do you like about that shop compared to all the other ones around here? So that's an example of like a mini role play of if you're at like the farmer's market. So whatever you do, guys, in order to like talk to anybody, if you say something, you want to just take their response because the person's going to give you a response. And if they give you more than like a couple sentences, it's usually enough to like work with something. So if you're at the gym, for example, and you're asking a guy or a girl, hey, what are you working out today, man? You looking at your outfit, if I had to guess, I would say legs maybe. And they're like, yeah, I'm actually working out legs. And if it's a girl, I would be like, I can tell, man, you've got legs nicer than most girls here. And hey, what's your workout consist? You could say, hey, what are you doing workout wise? Or what are you doing for what exercises are you doing for legs? And then you can say, hey, when you come to work out, I know you're doing legs today, but when you work out, do you do legs a couple times a week? Or what specific muscles in your legs do you like focusing on the most? Or what about your legs do you enjoy working out? Or is legs your favorite body part to work out? Now, for girls, most of them are going to say yes. But all you're doing here is you're just taking their response. So I'm doing legs, and then you're asking you a question on that. Is legs your favorite body part? How many different workouts do you do when you do legs? How often do you work out legs a week? And then they're going to give you an answer. Oh, I work out legs twice a week. Oh, how come? Oh, okay, that's twice a week. Do you work out any of your other body parts that often? Or like, do you focus specifically on legs? And if they say, oh, glutes is my favorite, you could say, well, you could tease them. Well, you being a girl, that kind of makes sense. But how come your butt is basically your favorite as opposed to maybe like your back or your hamstrings? All you're doing, guys, is just asking more questions based on the response that they give you. So obviously I'm role playing with you guys right now, and I'm coming up with this stuff at the top of my head. And if I was having a conversation with you, this what I'm saying right now would make more sense because the conversation would just kind of flow. But that's how you talk to anybody, is when you get into a conversation, like you got to say something to them first. So if it's a guy or a girl, I've found the easiest way to approach somebody that I don't know is just by giving them a compliment. Hey, excuse me, you look beautiful in this dress. They're going to say thank you. It's just a natural response. And then you can say, yeah, hey, what's your name? And then they're going to tell you their name. And then you would ask the question, hey, what brings you here? Hey, what are you doing at the farmer's market? Hey, what are you doing at the gym? And then remember, based on the conversation, if you're listening to what they're saying, just ask them questions based on the things that they say. And this is how you can literally talk to anybody. Just remember, it doesn't matter. Like, even if you say something stupid, if the person's still talking to you, like people don't care for the most part. If you're like being rude, then they're going to care. But I promise you guys, this is, not as hard as it might seem. I get talking to new people is intimidating, and that's only because intimidating or a fear of rejection is it's a limiting belief that we've been taught over the course of time. So if you've ever had your parents say don't talk to strangers, that's kind of where it comes from. That's why talking to random people is hard, because you're trying to get over that limiting belief of, I think it's a limiting belief of, I shouldn't talk to strangers because my parents said no. But talking to strangers is fucking awesome, and it's a great way to meet new people, especially if you're single and you're trying to get in a relationship. You're gonna have to talk to people somehow. So I hope this video made sense. Just to recap, remember, warm up in the morning, warm up, sing a song, sing a couple different songs. That way you're going to raise your mood, and you're going to start talking like I'm doing right now, and then talking is just going to kind of flow. And then what you're going to notice is from there, talking to people are going to be much easier. And then go out in public somewhere, even if you're at a restaurant, and tell yourself, I'm going to say hi to at least one person, or I'm going to say hi or how are you to every person I see. And it's easier if they make eye contact. Remember, get their attention, throw your hand up. Hey guys, how are you? And just say, hey, how are you? Hey, you look great in your outfit, by the way. Hey, excuse me, you look so good in that outfit. Or, hey, guys, have a wonderful day. And then from there, it's easier if you stop to ask them for their name and then ask them a question of what brings you here today, or use the environment. So if you're at the mall and they've got a couple shopping bags on them, hey, what kind of stores did you go to today? Looks like you've done a lot of shopping. All right, guys, if you like this video, man, please like, comment, and subscribe. And, hey, I will see you guys in the next one.